Morning. Let's just send a link. So let's get everyone's link ready. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Here we go. Soulful Vinyasa flow. Dun, dun, dun. Good morning. So I don't see anybody yet. Hi, good morning. Hello. Good morning, folks. Good morning, friends. Good morning, yogis. How are we all today? So let's just wait 2 minutes and then we can start. Okay, good morning, Oksana. Good morning, Samara. Hi. So, popping some lovely oil on my wrists. Good morning. That's cool. So, let's wait 1 more minute. So today isn't overly physically challenging, but yeah, I really want everyone to really connect with themselves introspectively today and really notice the feedback of their body to the mind, to the breath and back. So the mind, body, spirit, breath connection. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So have your blocks and straps, any props that you usually use, to hand, and then come down and place yourself in Sukhasana. So I'm going to start in 1 minute. Just going to take a quick sip of my tea. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. Right. So, my lovelies, store all my notes. Okay. So, just checking everyone's okay. Right, let's begin. So we've got 4, 4, 1. So I know what to cut off at the end. So pop yourselves down onto a block or a bolster or a cushion, if that feels good for you for today. So bring yourselves into Sukhasana, a comfortable cross-legged position. So shins parallel. So you're creating a kind of a triangle shape with the legs. So not bringing the heels in too close towards the groin. And then I invite you to close your eyes. So beginning to take your practice and focus and attention inwards. So just beginning to dial down the volume of any noise outside of your space. So really beginning to notice the body. So coming into the body, arriving on your mat, and feeling yourself become present in the moment. So taking your hands onto the tops of your knees, if that feels good, with the palms facing up, drawing the pointer finger and thumb together. This mudra kind of brings your the universe and the self together. So you've got your thumb and the pointer finger, universal and personal consciousness joining together. Palms facing up, inviting and being open to suggestion, being open to change, accepting change, and accepting what is in this moment is what it is. So starting to notice the body, the position of the body in space, your proprioception. So even though the eyes are closed, feel the shoulders stacking over the hips. Imagine your head, the crown of your head is over the center of your pelvis. And imagine somebody's just gently pulling you from a golden thread from the top of your head up to the sky. Feel the spine, the neck lengthen. Feel your body grow tall and straight. Taking the chin gently in towards the chest, only a little bit, just so you can feel that lovely length in the back of the neck. Feel the shoulders roll away from the ears. Feel the chest, the rib cage, open at the front. So feel the sternum open, the heart center open, broadness across the collarbones. So maybe a gentle squeeze in with the scapula, the shoulder blades towards one another. Beginning to draw the lower ribs, the front lower ribs in. And imagine like a lengthening of the back ribs behind. Beginning to engage your mula bandha, pelvic floor. Give that a little wake up call. Squeeze and lift there. And then a little engagement of Uddiyana Bandha on the next breath out. So as you breathe out, exhaling, squeeze and lift. Imagine your navel pulling in towards your spine. And then taking these two energy locks, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, together. Drawing this energy together and lifting up towards your heart center. And now starting to really focus on your breathing. So imagine that your breath is the thing that connects you between your body and your mind. So let that be the link. So today we're going to practice connecting our breath, feeling the feedback of the body, noticing the body, how it moves through space, and using the breath to really extend the movements. And imagine your spirit moving with you. So really connecting body, spirit, mind, and using the breath to really make that fluid action. So we're going to be moving dynamically with the breath. So now just practicing a little breath control pranayama. But first, let's take a nice deep breath in and then just take a single Om, just quietly, just to lift the vibration in your body. So take that lovely deep breath in. Let's unify ourselves, breathing in. And now taking a little box breath. So we're going to breathe in for 4, pause for 4, breathe out for 4, pause for 4. So at the turn of each 4 at that corner, going to pause or breathe in or breathe out. So start with breathing out. Really feel yourself empty the lungs. So in, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4. Now just let the breath come in and out naturally through the nose. Beginning to use Ujjayi breathing. So swirling that prana, that new life force coming in into the back of the throat. Really feel your breath energized, strong and positive. So imagine fresh new prana, positive new prana entering into the body. Through the nose, feel the entry through the nose, swirling in the back of the throat. And then feel the whole body breathe. Imagine your breath is extending and touching every part of the body. As you breathe out, just imagine you releasing and letting go of anything that doesn't serve you. So just observe and feel the flow of the breath. Feel the whole body breathe. So taking this opportunity, this moment of stillness, to set yourself a positive intention, a resolve, something that resonates with you. Picture that intention with light, clarity and color to your inner mind's eye in this present moment. See it and feel that intention. And then repeating to your inner mind's eye 3 times, I am, and then fill in your intention at the end 3 times. Slowly opening up the eyes. Releasing the hands from the tops of the knees and then bringing the legs together. Take yourselves off your blocks or your cushions. Bringing yourself into a Vinyasa, tabletop. So really noticing how you place the hands and the knees. So placing the hands underneath the shoulders. So you can either have the pointer finger or the middle finger facing the top of the mat. Spread the fingers wide. Ideally, you want the thumbs to be a little bit higher up than the little fingers. Your hands are shoulder width apart. And I'd like you to spin the inner creases, shine the inner creases of your elbows forwards. And as you do so, feel the chest and the sternum, the collarbones open. Feel a little squeeze of the shoulder blades towards one another. Begin to engage the back ribs. Start to lift Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. So feel the abdominal muscles engage, the root of your core. Check that your knees are hip distance apart and that your knees are stacked underneath your hips. Pointing the feet directly to the back of your mat. So your feet are pointing straight behind. Just really notice and feel this position. And feel as though your hands are pressing into the earth. Hasta Bandha. Feel your feet rooting into the earth. Pada Bandha. Feel that really strong connection. Feel the connection in your bandhas. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. So feeling all of those connections in the body, and then feel the breath flowing in and out. Keeping that Ujjayi sound, victorious, oceanic sounding breath. Maybe it's soft and whispering, maybe it's a little stronger. But if you were in a class together alongside each other, you would hear your neighbor breathe. So taking a nice breath in, let's lift the heart, the chest, tailbone, looking up. Exhale, flow that breath out. As you push into the hands, into the feet, arching the upper back towards the sky, the tailbone drops, drawing your chin towards your chest. Taking a breath in. Lift the heart, the gaze, the chest, the tailbone, belly drops down. Exhale as you tuck and squeeze and lift, arching up, drop the heads. Inhale into your cow. Exhale into your cat. Notice that little pause between each breath. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale. Tuck and lift and squeeze. One more of each. Move with the breath. Synchronize your breath with your body movements. Last exhale, really push into the hands. Feel that lovely lift, that dome between the shoulder blades. And then coming back to neutral. Walking your hands forwards. Taking a little puppy dog pose. So the hips are still stacked over the knees. Just reaching the hands forwards. Gently moving into waking up the shoulders a little bit more. Feel the armpits reach down towards the earth. Maybe the forehead and nose drops down into your mat. Take a couple of nice steady breaths here, in and out. And then pushing into your hands as you take your buttocks towards your heels. So feel that stretch into the legs. Just go as far as you can. If child's pose for me is actually one of the most difficult poses because I have a little bit of issues with my knees. So be kind and be gentle. So really listen to that feedback of the body. I really invite you to listen to how the body feels and really take note. And if something hurts, then please stop. Yes, we want to challenge ourselves and grow with the challenge, but we really do not want to hurt ourselves in any way. So thinking of ahimsa, non-violence. So be kind towards yourself. Reaching those fingertips a little bit further forwards. And now opening the knees a little bit wider. Bring the toes to touch. So nice wide knees. Now it's like a combination almost of puppy dog pose and a wide-legged Uttita Balasana, so reaching forwards Balasana, reaching forwards child's pose. Begin to feel openness across the hips, into the hips, across the groin. Sending your armpits down towards the earth. Keep the engagement of the bandhas, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Don't let those loosen and release. Just keep them switched on. They hold the energy there, but they also have a physical purpose, and that they support the pelvis, supporting the lower back. So taking a nice breath in, coming up back to your Vidyalasana tabletop. But now walking the hands a little bit further forward, sort of a hand's length if you like. I'd like you to tuck your toes. Take a nice deep breath in and hover the knees off the mat. So really actively squeeze now into your thighs and into your glutes. Squeeze and lift into the pelvic floor, Uddiyana Bandha. And then push into your hands really, really firmly. So you're about to take a leap forward, like you're taking a crouch, like a cat. So you're sending your buttocks towards your heels. And then from here, coming into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So you're reaching your armpits down towards the earth, the crown of the head drops, draw your chin towards your chest, and you can start to pedal out the legs, walking out your dog. Wow, I don't know if you heard that click. My ankles clicking away. So it's the first big movements that we're taking. So be kind with your body, be kind to yourself, and notice that feedback. Listen to your bodies. This is your practice, your time, nobody else's. This is your gift to yourself. So, as I said, if anything doesn't feel right, then stop. Come into an active child's pose or child's pose. Or just observe the class for a moment if you need to take a rest. So working now into the feet, into the calves, the Achilles, backs of the knees, maybe spinning on the balls of the feet. So you're taking your heel, lifting the heels and rolling over, the tippy toes coming onto the sides of the feet, rolling side to side. So wagging your tail. Feel that lovely stretch in the side body. So stay on one side. So you're on the inner foot and outer foot. Hold it here. Feel the stretch in the side body. Then flipping over to the other side. Just take a little pause there. Feel that stretch. Coming to center and then coming up high onto the tips of the toes, as high as you can go. Squeeze and lift, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Drawing your chin towards your chest, your drishti towards your navel. So you're sending your tailbone up to the sky. Imagine you're trying to point your tailbone up. So your pelvis is reaching down towards the earth. Drawing your armpits as though they're trying to reach towards your knees or down towards the ground. Crown of the head reaching down. So the head is between the shoulders. Softness in the elbow joints, softness in the knees. Do not lock out the joints. Hold it here for another few deep breaths. So we're going to first fill the lungs. So really fill the lungs. Big breath in. Open the mouth and sigh the breath out. There's two more of those. Big breath in. Open the mouth, sigh it out. One more, sticking the tongue out to open the mouth wide, lion's breath. Don't be shy. This is your practice. Just release and anything that doesn't serve you. Really let it go. On your next breath in, coming onto the balls of the feet, bend into the knees, sending the thighs towards the belly. Look to the top of your mat, and then take some really nice small steps all the way up to the top. Give your chest a little lift, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open the chest and heart. Then taking hold of opposite elbows. Let's just take a little ragdoll sway from side to side, just stretch into the backs of the legs. Now, if you need to, bend the knees generously here. There's no need to straighten the legs. Shake the head, yes or no, or both. Maybe draw some circles with the nose, both directions. So feel that lovely lengthening and release in the shoulders, back of the neck, cervical spine. And then dropping the hands to the floor. Squeeze and lift into your pelvic floor, into Uddiyana Bandha. Then feel the feet root Pada Bandha into the earth. Start to squeeze into the thighs. Feel the thighs engage. As you draw yourself up to standing, super, 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 super slow. Up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Head comes up last, so you're stacking the spine tall. So we're going to take some classical Surya Namaskar. So working in your mountain pose, taking the big toes to touch or taking the feet a little bit wider, your choice. But first lift all 10 toes and then root them back down, spreading the toes wide. If your big toes are touching, have a little triangular space between the toes and the ankles. Lift the inner arches of the feet. Beginning to work on the engagement of the legs, so calves, shins, thighs, hamstrings, everything starts to switch on. Lifting in the fronts of the legs into the quads, lifting those kneecaps. Checking your pelvic neutrality. So maybe you have a little bit of a pelvic tilt forwards or backwards, but check your pelvis is neutral. So taking out any extra curve in the spine. For me, it's a forward tilt needed. And then growing that spine tall, stacking the spine tall. Openness through the chest, across the collarbones, squeezing the shoulder blades together, taking the shoulders away from the ears, reaching down into the very fingertips with your energy. A little tuck of the chin towards the chest, only slightly, to feel that length in the back of the neck, pulling up through the crown of the head to the sky. Squeeze and lift, the pelvic floor, Uddiyana Bandha. Now connect with your breath. Connect with that breath flowing in and out. Ujjayi sounding breath. On your next breath in, coming to Samastitihi, hands to heart center in prayer. Inhale, reaching your prayer hands up to the sky. Follow your hands with your gaze, looking up, Bird Hastasana. Exhale, hands through center. Follow your hands with your gaze. Reaching forward, forward folding into Uttanasana. Plant the hands, drop the head towards the legs. Inhale, coming halfway lift. Flat back hands to shins, gaze forwards. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back. Dropping the right knee, untuck the right toes. Big breath in as you reach the arms to the sky. Follow your hands with your gaze. Making sure that you externally rotating the arms. If you want to bring the hands together, you can bring the hands together. Openness through the front body. Feel that openness all the way from the hips, all the way up to the chest, all the way up to the arms. Let's take a few breaths here, looking up to your thumbs. Feel that stretch in the front of the hips, into the hip flexors. Maybe taking a little back bend if it feels good. Taking a big breath out, framing the front foot. Tuck the back toes. Inhale into plank. Exhale, drop the knees. Tuck the elbows close. Knees, chest, chin, Ashtanga Pranam. Inhale into that Salambasana. It's a version of locust. So looking up, so the elbows are tucked close to the body. Exhale through Vinyasa, tabletop, tuck the toes into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Big breath in, big breath out. Exhale, stepping the right foot forwards, drop the left knee, untuck the left toes. Inhale into the Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. So choosing to either have the hands apart or the hands together, your choice. Externally rotate the arms, open the chest. Feel that lovely stretch now in that left hip flexor. Big breath in. Exhale, frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes. Inhale, bringing the feet together, and as you do so, come into your half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold deeply over the legs. You can have a bend in the knees. Breath in as you take your hands through center. Follow your hands with your gaze, looking up to your thumbs into Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands through center, back to Samsthiti. Back to mountain pose. So I've broken that down a little bit slower, but moving a little bit faster with the breath. Not fast, but a bit more steady. Inhale, Samsthiti, hands to heart center, reaching up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands through center, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips or hands to shin, scoop the belly up. Plant the hands, exhale. Step the right foot back, drop the knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, frame the front foot, tuck the back toes. Inhale, plank. Exhale, Ashtanga Pranam, tuck those elbows in, into locust as you breathe in. Exhale through Vinyasa down into tabletop, downward facing dog. One breath in, one breath out. Stepping the right foot forwards on an exhale, drop the left knee. Inhale into Anjaneyasana. Exhale, frame the front foot. Inhale, pressing into that right foot as you come into half lift, halfway lift. Gaze forwards, flat back. Exhale, forward fold deeply over the legs. Draw that belly down towards the thighs. Inhale, hands through center. Follow the hands with your gaze, looking up. Maybe a little micro back bend. Exhale, back through Samsthiti to Tadasana, mountain pose. One more time. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, follow the hands with the gaze. Uttanasana. Plant the hands fully when you do so. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right knee back, drop the knee. Untuck the back toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes. Inhale into plank, nice and strong. Exhale, drop the knees, Ashtanga Pranam. Tuck the elbows into locust. Now use locust and for an alternative to your upward facing dog for the future if you need to. Exhale through Vinyasa, tabletop, into downward facing dog. One breath in, one breath out. Exhale, stepping the right foot forwards, drop the left knee. Inhale into your Anjaneyasana. A little back bend if that feels good. Exhale, frame the front foot, tuck the toes at the back. And then inhale as you come into halfway lift. Feel the belly scoop up, lifting you up. Gaze forwards, exhale, forward fold. Really plant the hands into the earth and the feet. Inhale, rooting the feet, squeeze into the thighs, lifting all the way up, hands through center to Urdhva Hastasana. Send those hips forwards and the arms back, hands through center. Back to Samsthiti. Back to mountain pose. Close the eyes. So feel the breath moving in and out through the body. Bring your attention to the breath and to the different parts of the body. Feel a little bit of a heightened intensity of awareness in your movements as you do so. Moving into Surya Namaskar beam. Opening up the eyes. Feeling the sensation of the breath. Maybe into the throat with that Ujjayi sound. On your next breath in, sweeping the arms down and forwards, bending the knees. Touch the earth with your fingertips as you come up into your Utkatasana chair pose. Externally rotate those arms and maybe bring the palms together, scoop the belly up. Exhale, deeply forward fold. Plant the hands, straighten the legs as much as possible. Inhale, half lift, fingertips or hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump into your plank with control. Exhale, taking Chaturanga Dandasana or Ashtanga Pranam, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, or go with that Salambasana version we did in the earlier sequence. Exhale, imagine somebody's pulling you from the tailbone back as you transition into your downward facing dog. Taking 2 breaths in, so breathing in for 1, out for 1, in for 2, out for 2. Lifting the right leg towards the sky. Inhale, kick it forwards between the hands. Drop the back heel. Breathing in into warrior 1. Pelvis facing forwards, hips facing forwards. Inhale, lifting the arms to the sky, choosing to either have the arms separate or bring the palms together, but externally rotate those arms. Let's take a big breath in. Build more of a bend in the front leg, push into the outer edge of the left. Big breath in. Exhale, frame the front foot. With control, step that front foot back into plank. Exhale through Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, your choice. Inhale, full upward facing dog or Salambasana. Exhale, driving the hips back, scoop the belly in. Into downward facing dog. 1 big breath in. Big breath out. 1 more big breath in. Big breath out. Kicking the left leg in on the inhale towards the sky, then stepping it forwards with control between the hands. Drop the back heel. Inhale into Virabhadrasana, warrior 1. Inhaling, exhaling, framing the front foot, stepping back into plank with control. Exhale to lower, your choice. Inhale, open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, looking up, down, upward facing dog, then downward facing dog. Squeeze and lift navel to spine, draw the hips back. 2 breaths. Breathing in for 1. Breathing out for 1. Breathing in for 2. Breathing out for 2. Draw that chin to chest. Look with your drishti towards your navel in your downward facing dog. On your next breath in, coming onto the tips of the toes, drawing your thighs towards your belly. Look to the top of the mat. Exhale, step or jump to the top. Your choice. Breath in, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale into Uttanasana. Plant the hands into the earth firmly. And then lifting, sweeping your hands back and then forwards. Graze the earth with your fingertips. Touch the earth. Follow your hands with your drishti. Maybe bring the palms, the hands together into your chair. Utkatasana. Reach up, squeeze and lift into the belly. Inhale, rise up. Just give yourself a lovely Urdhva Hastasana and then bringing the arms down, back by your sides. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Lift the heart, gaze and chest. Plant the hands firmly, step and jump back. Exhale through Chaturanga, your choice. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Remember, you can choose to take the locust position for that. Inhale, kicking the right leg towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Let's just hold it here. Then coming onto the balls of the left foot, draw that right knee in towards the chest, touch the nose With the knee, if you can, step it forwards. Drop the back heel. Warrior one. One breath. Looking up to the hands. Inhale. Exhale, frame the front foot. Step the front foot back. Exhale, your choice to lower. Inhale, your version of upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in, lifting the left leg, three-legged dog. Coming on the ball of the right foot, bringing that weight slightly into the hands as you draw the left knee to nose. Stepping lightly between the hands, drop the back heel. Warrior one, breathing in. Exhale, frame the front foot, step it back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, navel to spine, draw those hips back. Downward facing dog, 2 breaths. In for 1, out for 1, in for 2, out for 2. Inhale, bend the knees, belly towards the thighs, look forwards. Exhale, step or jump. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold deeply. Exhale, head towards the legs. Inhale, chair. Touching earth with the fingertips. Follow the gaze. The hands with the gaze. Bring the hands together if you can. Root to rise. Inhale. Exhale, arms by your side. Last time. Inhale. Utkatasana. Forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. Plant the hands. Step or jump back. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Drive the hips back. Inhale, kicking the right leg to the sky, then stepping it between the hands. Drop the back heel, warrior one. Inhale, 1 breath. Exhale, frame the front foot and lower yourself in 1 breath down to the earth. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, kicking the left leg towards the sky, then stepping it forwards. Breath in as you take your warrior one, Virabhadrasana. Look up to your hands. Exhale, frame the front foot. Lower yourself down. Breath in, upward facing dog. Open the chest and heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. In for 1. Out for 1. In for 2. Out for 2. Inhale, balls of the feet. Drawing the bend in the knees so the belly comes towards the legs. Looking to the top of the mat. Exhale to step or jump forwards. Breathing in, half lift. Forward fold deeply. Exhale. Inhale, chair pose. Sweeping those arms forwards and up. Hands together if you can. Look to your thumbs. Squeeze and lift. Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha. Squeeze the legs, the hips, the glutes. Reaching up to the sky. Urdhva Hastasana, a little micro back bend. Hands through Samastitihi. Mountain pose. Close the eyes. Feel your body in space. Notice any feedback. Maybe feeling the heart pounding. Feeling that blood pulsing through your veins. Feeling the warmth, the ani, that fire in your belly. So just feeling the sensations of the breath and the effects of the breath, the effects of your practice. Now we're taking our standing balance, Vrikshasana. So I'm going to mirror you, so we're going to use the left leg, standing leg. Padabandha, root the left foot into the earth, all 5 toes, and particularly using that big toe mound. Root that into the earth. Feel a lift into the standing leg. Really switch everything on there, the glute, the thighs. Using your hands to bring your right knee in towards your chest. Find a spot on the floor for your drishti, your gaze, to help you with your balance. Moving slowly with control, super slow, drawing your nose or forehead down towards your knee. And then taking the position for your right foot. Big toe to earth, calf above the knee. You choose. Remember, there's no competition, no judgment. Drawing your hands to heart center. Feel a lift in your pelvic floor. Uddiyana Bandha. Strengthen up your trunk. And then connect with the breath. Big toe rooting into the earth. Use the breath to steady you. Reach up to the sky with your branches. Your choice if you wish to sway your branches in the gentle breeze. Bringing your hands back to your heart center. And then sending that right foot forwards just for a couple of breaths. Extend the leg, flex the foot, squeeze into the thigh, and slowly lower down. Give your legs a shake. Standing leg, right side. Root the foot. Root that big toe into your trunk of your tree. Strong leg, strong supporting hip. Drawing the left leg and knee towards the chest. Use that drishti spot on the earth for your anchor. Drawing your nose to your knee, then opening the knee out to the side. Find that spot for the foot to land. Feel the chest, the body lift, openness across the chest. Squeeze and lift into your trunk. Nice and strong, hands to heart center. Connect with the flowing breath. Reaching your branches up to the sky. Maybe taking some cactus arms. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Spread the fingers wide. Connect that big toe mound into the earth. Don't worry if you wobble. Wobbling happens to everybody. Feel the breath flowing, coming and going. See, I've wobbled over to the side. So reaching up to the sky one more time with the hands, and then extending the right foot forwards. So noticing maybe the one leg is less balanced than the other. I've just noticed that in my left leg. So we've extended the left leg forwards and then lowering it down. So be kind to yourself. Don't worry if you wobble. We're all here together practicing. We all have different wobble spots. Coming back to your mountain pose. Taking a big step back with your right foot. Actually, I'm going to say left foot. I'm not going to mirror you on this one. So lining your front heel with the back inner arch. So feet nice and wide. Coming into warrior two. So big breath in, reach to the sky with your hands. Then exhale, bending generously into your front leg. Sink into those hips. So the hips sink down, the body stays upright, reaching the arms away. Fingertips reaching as far forwards and backwards as they can. And then look to your front middle finger. Soften the face, the neck, the shoulders. Maybe a little smile in the corner of the lips. Connect with your strong warrior pose. Should be able to see your front big toe. If you can't, then widen the feet apart a little bit further because we don't want that front knee extending beyond the ankle. Taking a reverse warrior, so flipping the palm of the right hand, reaching forwards, down, and then up. So sliding the left hand down the left leg. Look up to your top hand. Open your chest to the side, looking up to your top thumb. Keep that generous bend on the left on the front leg, on the right leg. Big breath in, sweeping the right arm, elbow down onto the right thigh, taking Utthita Parsvakonasana, reaching overhead, left hand, reaching diagonally away from the blade of the left foot. So you're creating that diagonal line. Now sink deeper into the hips, maybe bringing the right hand down to the right ankle. Look up with your gaze to your top hand. If you want to open the chest a little bit more, bring that left hand behind to wrap towards the right thigh. Connect with your breath. Then, having your blocks ready to the front right of your mat. First, we're going to take triangle, Utthita Trikonasana. So opening the chest to the side, tucking the tailbone under, so making sure you're not sticking your bottom out. Taking your left hand onto your left hip. Taking that right hand somewhere to the inner calf or towards the ankle. It can even be just below the knee. We want to open the chest to the side. Imagine you're placed between two planes of glass. Then reaching your left hand up to the sky, so your arms are 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Then reaching your right hand towards me without shifting in the body. So we're lifting into the obliques, supporting into the trunk. Squeeze the thighs a little bit more towards each other. Squeeze the hips towards one another. Big breath in. Exhale, look down to your front foot. So bringing your weight into your front foot. Get your right hand ready. It's going to go onto that block or onto the floor if you use the floor for your Ardha Chandrasana. So we're lifting with control. Left leg parallel to the earth. And then opening the chest to the side. 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, those arms again, looking up to the top hand. If it's in your practice to bind the top foot, you can grab hold of the left foot, keeping the chest open, bending and bringing the foot towards the buttock. Keep the chest and gaze lifted. Big breath in. Exhale, look down to your front foot with control. If you've bound the back foot, then release that foot down. Slowly, slowly, slowly back to the earth. Coming into a little warrior two just for one breath. Look to the front of your mat. Bring yourself forward with one step, feet together. Inhale. Exhale, stepping the right foot back. So I'm going to turn and do this round the other way so that I still face you. Lining your front foot up, front heel, back in an arch. So left foot is pointing completely to the top of the mat, and you have about a 45-degree angle on the back foot. Breath in, reaching up. Exhale, sinking the body down into the hips. Reach the arms away. Check that front foot alignment. Check the knees aren't rolling in. So checking that's all nice and straight and aligned. So the knee is stacked over the ankle. Reaching the arms away. Check the arms are parallel with the earth. Soften the gaze, that front middle finger. Softness into the face, neck and jaw. Maybe sink a little lower on an exhale. Then reversing your warrior, reaching forwards, flipping the palm of the left hand. Slide the right hand down as you reach the left hand up. Open the chest to the sky. Open the heart up. Look up to your top hand. Maybe a little bit more bend in that front leg. One more big breath in. Exhale, bringing the left forearm to the left thigh, windmilling the right arm overhead. Reach the right fingertips diagonally away from the right outer blade of the right foot. If you're staying here, holding something precious with that lower hand, then lifting your gaze without really cranking the neck up to the top hand. Maybe sinking a little lower into the hips, bringing the left hand down to the ankle. Maybe opening the chest, wrapping the right arm behind the back and placing it on the hip or the left thigh. Look up still, lifting your chest, lifting the gaze. Ujjayi sounding breath, strong, continuous. Feel the breath in the body. Big breath in, straightening that front leg, coming into your Trikonasana. So maybe taking your right hand onto your hip, open that shoulder back, right shoulder back. So opening the chest, finding the position for your left hand, somewhere down that calf towards the ankle. Don't go down too low if it compromises the chest position. Opening up to the side. Check your buttocks, hips, squeeze and into there. Imagine you're pulling your feet towards each other. Pulling the thighs towards each other. Looking up to your top hand now. 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, those arms. Lift away. So feel it lift up to the sky with the top hand. So much lift that you can reach your lower hand towards me. So you're not dumping down to the side. You're reaching to the side and lifting up at the same time. 2 more breaths. Ujjayi sounding strong breaths. Energized. Looking down to your front foot. Now we're coming into the Ardha Chandrasana. So you're taking your weight into your front foot. Have that block to the left of your mat. So bringing the weight forwards into your standing leg, lifting the right leg to the sky. Now opening the chest to the right, reaching the right arm up. If you want to bind, take hold of the ankle, bringing the knee in towards the buttock, opening the knee back. Keep that position, opening the chest, lifting the gaze. Steady, continuous breaths. One big breath in, look down to your front foot. Release the foot if you had hold of it. A little bend into the standing leg and very slowly, with control, dropping the right foot back down, coming into a little warrior two. Then look into the top of your mat, step the feet together. Back into mountain pose. Taking a big step out to the side with your left foot, coming into Prasarita stance. So feet line up parallel with the short ends of your mat. Now you might decide to still face me. So you might be off your mat right now. But check your feet. The outer edges of your feet are parallel. Take your hands to your hips. Open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the heart, lift the chest. Looking up, big breath in. Exhale, hinging from the hip creases. Starting to tilt the body down and forwards. And then clasping the hands behind the back. So drawing the crown of the head down towards the earth. So bringing your weight a little bit into the toes. Squeeze and lift, navel to spine. Lift those arms a little bit more, away and up. 3 more breaths. Listen to your bodies. Feel the breath into every place that you need it. Work with the breath. On your next breath in, coming halfway up. Release the hands onto the hips. A little bend into the knees. Maybe heel toe the feet a little closer together. And then coming up all the way. Looking to the top of your mat. So pivoting on your front foot. Step the feet back together. Into eagle pose. Garudasana. So 2 options here. You're going to use your left leg, standing leg. Option 1, taking the right foot across, flexing the foot, opening the knee, taking the hands to prayer at heart center, and then bending into the standing leg. So that's your option one. Keep the chest. Firmly root that foot into the earth. Taking a big wrap round of the right foot around and behind the left leg. As your right leg is on top, the opposite arm goes on top, the opposite arm underneath. Lifting up with those hands towards the sky, squeeze and lift into the belly, push into the standing big toe. 2 more breaths. Slowly release, coming out, give your legs a shake. Onto the other side, taking that choice, either bringing the foot across, because maybe it's not good for your knees today to take the full expression of the pose. Taking the hands to heart center and bending into the standing leg, keeping the chest lifted. Taking the other leg now, wrapping it around and behind. Now, if you have a difference in your knees or in your hips, you might pick it up here, taking the opposite, bind the arms to the legs. Two more deep breaths, in and out. Oh, click, click, click. For me, slowly release the legs. Give the legs a shake. Facing the top of your mat. Taking a big step back with your left foot. Feet hip distance apart. Right foot faces to the top of the mat. Left foot at a 45-degree angle. Bhasvatanasana, taking reverse prayer or clasping opposite elbows. You choose. In either case, roll those shoulders, blades towards each other, squeeze them towards each other, openness through the chest, lengthen the neck. So take the shoulders away from the ears. Checking your hips are facing forwards. Take a big breath in, lift and lengthen, looking up. Exhale, hinging from the hip creases, folding forwards over the right foot. Down towards the right foot, drishti to the right toe. Squeeze and lift into the belly. Now draw the thighs towards each other. And then taking the left hip forwards, right hip back. Just a fraction. So you're really squeezing into the hips there. Squeezing the thighs. Exhaling, hinging forwards a little bit more. Checking those shoulders that they're not rolling up towards the ears. So send the shoulders away from the ears. Press the hands together if you're in prayer. Lift the shoulders and lift the elbows away. On your next breath in, come halfway up. Releasing the arms. Have your block ready if you need to, as we take a revolved triangle. So for some, you might need to place your block and place that left hand as you twist and open to the right. If you're taking your hand to the earth or on the outside of the right foot, take your right hand onto the hip, so opening the chest. Squeeze those thighs towards each other. Squeeze the hips, the glutes towards each other. Open the chest, lift into Uddiyana Bandha in particular. So really lift there, looking up and then opening the right arm to the sky. Strong Ujjayi breaths. Big breath in. Exhale, looking down. Now from here, taking a little flamingo pose. So take your hands to the floor, spider your fingers, then walk your hands back so that they're kind of placed halfway down between where your 2 feet are. We're going to fold over your front leg and then starting to lift. Bring the weight into your hands. Spider the fingers. And then starting to lift the left foot off the heel towards your buttock. Hold it for a few breaths. And then dropping the foot down. Take your hands to your hips. Step your left foot forwards, your right foot back. Feet hip distance apart, hips facing forwards. Excuse me. Taking the bind of the arms, reverse prayer or clasping opposite elbows. Remember, we're opening the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together, shoulders away from the ears. Begin to really engage the thighs, the hips, the glutes. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold over the front leg. So the belly would land first onto the thigh. Drishti to that front big toe. Send your shoulders away from the ears. Squeeze the thighs towards each other, so that will drive the right hip forward, the left hip back. Squeeze and lift navel to spine. Exhale, releasing, lower down a little bit more over that front leg. Pushing the hands together if you're in prayer. Inhale, coming halfway up. Coming into your revolved triangle. So take a block if you need to. Press that right hand into the block. Bring your left hand onto your hip. Or choosing to take the right hand on the outside of the left foot. Squeeze the thighs now towards each other. Lift, lift, lift into the belly. Open the chest to the side. And then only reaching that left hand up to the sky when you're ready. Looking up to your top hand if you can. With your gaze, lift the gaze, the drishti. Strong ujjayi breath, in and out. Looking down, coming into that flamingo. So, spider the fingers. You're taking your hands halfway between the feet. Kind of rotate so that the thumbs are forwards and the fingertips are back. Scoop into the belly, push into the hands, because you're going to bring your weight off your back foot. So the weight has to come into the hands to take that pressure. Start to lift the back foot up. Bringing the heel in towards the buttock. The knees are kind of alongside each other. Squeeze and lift into the belly. Look at that front big toe. 2 breaths. And lower the back foot down. Step the feet together. Coming into your mountain pose. Rolling your shoulders back and down. Taking a big step back with your left foot. Coming into Ashta Chandrasana. So on the ball of your back foot, my ankles are clicking away today. Big breath in, reaching those arms up to the sky. Taking your hands to your heart center. Reaching forwards with the body and then hooking the left elbow across the right knee. Opening the chest to the side. If you want to combine the arms underneath the right leg. Keep the chest lifted. Drive that left heel away. Big breath in. Step the feet together. Step the right foot back. Big breath in, reaching up Ashta Chandrasana. So your pelvis is neutral. Driving that back heel away, bending into the front leg. External rotation of the arms. Maybe bringing the hands together. Big inhale, exhale, leaning forward, hooking the right elbow across the left knee. Stacking the arms, one on top of the other. Drive that heel back, that back heel away. Squeeze and lift into the belly. Maybe you want to bind underneath the leg. Opening the chest to the side. Push into that big toe mound of the front foot. Lift the gaze. Big breath in. Looking down to your front foot. Plant the hands either side of your front foot, step the front foot back into plank, drop to the knees, open the knees, feet together, coming into a child's pose. If you want to reach your arms forwards, reach the arms forwards, drop the forehead to the earth, sending the armpits down, reaching down a little bit more. Feel it as you stretch across the shoulders, the upper back. Taking a big breath in, coming onto your tummies. So we're going to take a few locust lifts, Salambasana, reaching the arms away, palms facing up. So bringing the legs together, point the toes. So you're going to take a nice big breath in. You're going to lift the legs and the chest. So the shoulders reach away from the ears and the shoulder blades squeeze together. Exhale, release down. Big breath in. Big breath out. Squeeze and lift. And release down. Big breath in. Exhale, squeeze and lift a little bit higher. And release down. One more. And lift. And then clasp the hands together, squeeze the elbows together, lift the legs a little bit more. 5, 4, 3, squeeze and lift. 2, 1. Lower it down. Flip yourselves over onto your backs. Into bridge. Bringing the heels close to the buttocks, keeping the thighs parallel. So inhale, start to tilt and point the pelvis up to the sky. And peeling the spine off the mat. And as you come up onto the shoulders, wiggle the shoulder blades towards each other a little bit more, driving the hips up. Big belly breaths. Squeeze those thighs even though you can't see them. So this is the proprioception thing, making sure the knees aren't splaying out to the sides. Drive those hips up a little bit higher, squeeze into the glutes, hamstrings, thighs, everything is working together. Big breath in. Exhale, peel the spine back down, rolling down through the spine. Hug the knees in. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little rock and roll side to side. Now, take another bridge or take a full wheel. Your choice. When you get to the top, take 5 strong, deep breaths. Really breathing deeply into the belly. I'm taking the wheel, so I'll meet you back down afterwards. So big breath in. Start to peel the spine, coming onto the top of the head if you're coming to wheel. Come onto the heels, lift the heels if you want. Five big breaths. Slowly lowering yourself down with control. It's so difficult talking from full wheel. Hug the knees in tight. A little rock from side to side. Maybe a little rolling up and down if that feels good. And then taking hold of the outer edges of the feet. So bringing the shins parallel with each other and perpendicular to the earth. Draw the knees as though they're coming down towards the armpits. If you have the space to do so, you can take a little happy baby roll from side to side. I've got the wall here, so I can't go completely over to my one side. So work with your space. In order to roll effectively, you have to really engage into the core. And then extending your left leg, hug your right knee in. Taking your left hand on the outside of the right knee, you're going to draw that right knee out, across to the left. Extend the right arm. Glue the right shoulder into the floor. Look to your right hand. Feel that lovely twist in the body, all the way the outer hip. 2 more breaths. With every exhale, see if you can just bring that knee a little bit closer down to the earth if it hasn't already reached down. Breath into center, change sides. So extending the right leg, hug the left knee in, using the right hand on the left outer knee, extend the left arm, bring the knee across the body, look to that left hand, glue the left shoulder down. Keep using your core strength to control the twist. Deep breath. Try to keep that left shoulder engaged with the floor. Big breath into center. Just notice any differences between your left side and right side. Hug the knees in. And then we're going to just take a few yogic bicycles here. So we're going to let's take about 20. So exhale and inhale so inhale center, exhale as you twist. So this becomes a bit like pranayama practice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the hands alongside the body, palms facing down. Bring the legs into a 90-degree angle. And then bring the arms out wide. Drop the legs glued together to the side. Take a breath in. Exhale, knees to center. Inhale, legs to the left. Exhale, center. So glue the legs together. Inhale to the side. Exhale to center. Inhale over to the other side. Exhale, center. I want you to use the breath fully to guide you through these movements. Let's take one more each side. So bringing those knees up on a strong exhale. Hug the knees in. Take a little rock and roll. And then extending the legs up to the sky. Give them a squeeze. And then drawing the knees in. Little rock and roll coming up to Dandasana. Taking the hands either side of the buttocks. Draw the elbows in tight. Squeeze and lift. Really active Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Chin to chest, Jalandhara Bandha, all 3 Mahabandha. Imagine you have a wall behind you and you're pressing your back against that wall. Tucking the elbows in, shoulder blades drawn towards each other, openness through the chest. Across that lovely wideness across the collarbones. Sending the shoulders away from the ears. Focus on the breath. Maybe close the eyes or send your drishti to your big toes. Your choice. Taking another 2 breaths there. And then releasing, coming into Gomukhasana. Taking your right leg, folding the right leg, right foot in towards the left buttock, and then bringing the other leg on top. So stacking the knees, drawing the heels in close to the hips. If you need to sit on a block to lift the hips up, just to take a little bit of tension out of the knees and the hips, then do so. Reaching your left hand up to the sky, Bring it down between the shoulder blades. Opposite arm reaches up from the other way. Use your strap if you need to for this. Lift and lengthen, squeeze and lift into the belly. Big breath in, then exhale, folding over your front leg. So, hinging from the hip creases. Working strongly with the breath. Feel that lovely stretch in the outer hips. Two more breaths. Make them steady. Make them strong. On a strong breath in, lift up, release the arms. Switch the legs round. And then reaching the other arm up, bringing it down between the shoulders. Reaching the other arm up, reach up, clasp those fingertips together. Feel that lovely stretch in the top arm. So opposite arms, feeling an opposite stretch. The big tricep stretch on this one side. Inhale and then exhale, folding forwards over the legs. Just noting in the body any differences. Maybe this side feels different to the other. So just paying heed to that feedback in the body. Noticing any change. Working with it. And remembering if anything doesn't feel right or it gives you pain, then stop. 2 more deep breaths. Big breath in and release those arms. Rolling down onto your backs. Reaching the legs up to the sky. Taking the hands alongside the head, we're going to tilt. Take some 10 little pelvic tilts. So it's like you're kicking the heels up towards the sky. On the exhale, lifting the hips off the floor. Another 5. So working with the breath to drive the movements. Drawing your feet together now. Supta Baddha Konasana. Little rock of the hips side to side. And then taking the arms to match the shape of the legs. So making a triangle shape with the arms. A diamond shape with the arms and the legs. Maybe rolling the head side to side. And then bring your attention and focus inwards. Closing the eyes. And just noticing the flow of the breath. Flowing in, flowing out. Softening the muscles of the face, the jaw, resting the tongue heavy in the roof of the mouth. Just scanning through the body, taking note of any places or spaces that hold tension physically or hold tension in the way of obstacles. So sending your breath to those spaces and places where you feel you need to release. Send your breath there to soothe and soften and let go of that tension. Let go of those obstacles. Bringing yourself firmly into this present moment. Really noticing yourself in this space, in this body, with this breath. This continuous, soothing breath. Your prana, your life force. Sending your breath to every part of the body. Noticing the whole body breathe. And just taking this opportunity to just reaffirm your intention, your sankalpa, your resolve. So picturing that intention in your inner mind's eye. And if you feel you want to repeat that a few times silently to yourself, then please do so. Slowly reaching your arms overhead, stretching your legs long. Giving your left side a lovely stretch. Really stretch the left leg, left arm, left side. Right side, stretch that arm, that leg, the whole body. Coming back to neutral, hugging the knees in to your chest. Drawing your forehead up towards your knees. Give yourself a lovely squeeze and hug in. Giving yourself love, giving yourself gratitude, self-care, compassion. Rolling over gently onto your right side. Just remain in a little tight ball. Take a few deep, slow breaths. And press into your left hand to bring yourself up with control, safely and carefully to a seated position. Choosing as you reach your seated position to come into a cross-legged sukhasana or maybe a full lotus. You pick your body, your space, your time. So noticing your body in space, the shoulders over the hips, the crown of the head centered over the pelvis, spine growing long and tall, reaching the crown of the head up to the sky. Bring your hands consciously together, the palms of the hands, the fingertips, the thumbs, hands connected together. Bring your hands to your heart center, honoring yourself, honoring your practice, honoring your environment, your universe around you. Bowing your head down to honor yourself and each other. The light in me honors the light in you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. This went on a little bit longer than I intended. I wasn't watching the time. I hope you've managed to stay with me for this practice. Tomorrow and Friday, I'm going to be recording some shorter practices. So a couple of HIIT sessions and kind of little morning routine sessions, just so that we can have some short things to dip into when time doesn't permit. So always making time for yourself, even if it is a brief and short amount of time. Have a lovely, lovely day, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much for practicing. Take care, look after yourselves, and namaste. Thank you, everybody. Bye for now. See you soon. Take care.